Hello folks and welcome back to Skald against the Black Priory, where last time we worked our way through the crypt of the temple in Horin, because in the crypt there is a secret passage to get to the locked off keep where Faddah is going, so that's where we're going. We found the secret tunnel. We're now in Horin Castle. Secret tunnel completed. Success. Still gotta storm the keep though. And apparently again the oil for the lighthouse we'll be finding after we're done. Inside an Iron Maiden. Again, there was only ever one Iron Maiden. People think Iron Maidens are all a dime a dozen. There was only ever one. There was one thing. Groans and soft sobs mix with the stench of unwashed bodies and rotting corpses. Packed densely in the castle cells stand rows and rows of men and women, no doubt those who were taken when Horin fell. At first they recoil in terror at the sight of you, and as they realize you're not their cruel captors, madness overcomes them as they grasp desperately at you through the bars. Water! Comes the cry from their parched throats. Calm yourselves. I'll try to help as best I can. Find a bucket of water and a ladle and quickly distribute water as best you can to the desperate prisoners. A haggard woman who looks like she's aged a decade in the last days grabs your hand and kisses it. The cult undead has sent you. We'll be free soon, I can feel it in my bones. What's happening here? We were dragged from our homes. When the Reavers went mad, they went from house to house, killing some and taking others. It was like they knew exactly who to take and who to kill. It was insanity. Pure insanity. I'll never forget the screams and cries. Her hands begin to tremble. Another woman places her arms around her in a comforting gesture and continues. They've been keeping us here for days with no food and little water. In the last hours, they've been coming and taking groups of 3 or 4 up to see Faddah. Those who go don't come back. I'm looking for someone, a woman named Emblah. A hush falls over the crowd. I know her, says the woman. They took her in the last group. She's with Faddah now. I need to go, but let me try picking these locks first. With great difficulty, you manage to pick the massive lock. Slowly, the exhausted prisoners exit their cells and make their way towards the secret exit. Whatever comes next, you've at least done some good. But they're out. But at least they're gone. We can send them out there. Right. So we know Emblah is around. Hello. Right. So we have deploy party to deal with some really low-level archers. Okay, this isn't even really fun. Idra. They're so slow that even Idra can go first. Bloody hell, Idra, then me. Oh, Cat's leveled up. Then Cat. Then Roland. Okay, we're good at that. Okay. Idra. Bonk. Cat. Roland. Unfortunately, you can't do that. Never mind. I'll skip you. Who's actually first here? That Reaver over there. So we're actually going to use a rapid shot on you. Injured head. You still hit, Dan. Right, Iago, make a move. There's a backstab. Were you panicked? Or you? It might have been because your head was damaged. Anyway, we'll do fine over there. Right. We'll hit you. Out of ammo. Well, let's fix that then. Let me take these hunting arrows. Now go make a move. We can't go down there. Never mind then. 6. 6. No, 5. 5. Thank you. Back outside. Panicked. Backstab. Right. Cat, you level up. 3 points for you. Even more backstab damage. Okay. Right. Back to you then. Okay, so snails, flour, cured ham, beef, dark bread, morels, salt, snails, and weird loaf mushrooms. This is their store of food. Drink as well, I assume. Cured ham, potatoes, redmond, fish, salt, pumpkin, nuts, and carrots. Oh, they're running out of carrots. That's good. A small band of reavers stand swaying in the half-light of the dimly lit room. They look pale and drawn, and their eyes distant. It strikes you that, in their fervor, they have likely neither eaten nor slept in the last days of chaos. These men are being driven beyond their limit. By what? You don't dare speculate. One of them blinks a few times as he notices you, and an oddly beatific smile falls over his face as the lethargy is replaced by the prowling aspect of some predator. You immediately recognize the man as the leader of the first reaver band you came across when you entered Horin. Ah, you came! His voice is hoarse and dry, apparently. There's a genuine note of gratitude in it. He's waiting, you know. It's your turn to go to the father. Come, let me take you. What are you doing to the prisoners? Prisoners? The man asks slowly, as if he didn't understand the question, and a broad smile spreads across his face. Oh, they're not prisoners. They're acolytes, chosen ones. Father will weigh them, and the ones he finds worthy, they go on their ships. Such wonders they will see. The man's tone is dreamlike. You just bypass the fighting? Take me to him. The band flocks around you and swiftly leads you through the ravaged halls of the keep. Cries of terror echo faintly ahead, and though you are no doubt being driven towards their source, you cannot help but feel a calling. You must go this way. You always have, and you all will do so 1,000 times again. You arrive at your destination, the keep's great hall. Robed figures line the walls, bathed in lambent light of foul sorcery. Go, someone whispers. He's ready for you. These are all level 1 cultists. Okay. I guess we would have come up through there, possibly? Ahead, 3 figures clad in tattered robes sit bound and kneeling. One is sobbing loudly, and the second sits trembling in a puddle of his own piss. The third, however, face covered by a hood, seemed more composed and familiar. Slowly, from the shadow something emerges. Twice the size of a man, yet oddly graceful, for the being is utterly alien in every fashion. You have no doubt about you. You have no doubt you, at last, find yourself in the presence of Father. The father beast stalks over to the first captive, all the while breathing heavily and wheezing as if not accustomed to breathing air. Slowly, its 4-fingered hand reaches out towards the man's head, grasping as easily as a grown man would grasp an apple. It pulls the poor wretch close, and for a moment its horrible yellow eyes seem to peer into the man's head. The creature emits a strange, trilling sound and then, with terrifying ease, crushes the man's skull like an egg. The creature moves down the line, and the process repeats. Once again, it gazes deeply into the eyes of the terrified prisoner, almost as if it was looking for something. You cry out. But once again, the wretch is found wanting. Fragments of brain and skull spray across the hall. Your attempt to cry out sticks in your throat. Father stalks down to the line to the final victim. The beast lets out a strange trilling sound as it fixes its gaze on the third person. For the first time you notice that, unlike the others, she's not bound at the wrists. With steady hands she pulls back her hood, and even with all these years past, you immediately recognize her, Emblah. As if sensing your presence, she turns her head slightly towards you. Even in the dim light, you get a feeling that she's smiling. Then the creature looms over her. No! The creature's eyes go wide as it reaches toward her. If it was reaching for something, it must have found it. Roaring in triumph, it lunges, and at the moment of impact, the room instead explodes with white light. A heavy metallic spell of ozone mixes with a stench of burnt flesh, as the creature staggers backwards, clutching its eyes in pain. Emblah collapses on the floor as the surrounding cultists howl in shock and terror. Most flee in wild panic, whilst a handful instead scramble for weapons to stand in defense of their wounded master. The creature may have been temporarily blinded, but flailing wildly in insane rage, it's mad with rage. Double up on rage there. But nonetheless formidable. Yeah, double rage there doesn't quite work. It feels clumsy. So Emblah is currently unconscious. You assume. Right, so let's have a look here. We've got a couple of cultists. The level 4 cultists, they're not a threat. The threat is you. Father, savage beast, online hostile. Currently flat-footed, and currently also blinded. Although it can pass every turn. Right, we can spread out. We're not actually surprised. Me, Roland. You're not vulnerable to. No, not vulnerable. You're vulnerable to fire damage though. In which case, Ivan, Yago, and we'll put Cat here as well. Right, Cat. Start working on some of these guys. Me. You're panicked. Yago. We're going to swap you over to... We don't have any fire arrows. We could have bought fire arrows off somebody, but they didn't get any. Damn it all! Ah, blast it all. Right, shoot the bastard. We're actually going to hit you with the marked target, so you have lower dodge for the entire fight anyway. And Drina. Everyone is in range at the moment, right? We're going to do things at first, but everyone's in range for things like heroic aura, so we shall make use of that. Actually, Cat isn't. Damn you, Cat! Can you swap positions with... Okay, escape. Swap positions with you. And that costs your old turn, does it? It does. Never mind. God dang it. Roland? Defend. Where I think already inevitably comes to attack. Cat. Backstab on you. Good. Three plus parry, go. Yago. Everyone's inspired and you're fearful. Right, so we shall go ahead and do some rapid shots on you. Critical hit. I moved. Not my idea. We used to go ahead and hit everyone with a hero aura. You cascade as well, lovely. You're cascading Blessed Aura as well. Roland? Oh please, you gonna get a turn? His father just gonna be two damage. Really? My dude. Yay, I kill father. There's some Painite, some Archon's Eye, some money, an arrow, single arrow from a mace. Chapter 4. That was a very short chapter. Your head reels and your body aches. For the first time in a long while, you allow yourself to acknowledge how truly exhausted you are. Nonetheless, a cloud appears to have lifted ever so slightly with the death of the fell creature. It is as if the feeling of wrongness that pervades the island has diminished, though certainly not gone. Painfully, you get to your feet. There in front of you lies the scion you were sent to find, Emblah of House Baron. Emblah sits up furiously. Slowly. She's pale and sick-looking. The raw expenditure of reticular energy took its toll on her. I knew it was going to be you. It's always you, and I'm glad every time. What do you mean every time? We've been here before 1,000 times, and we'll be here again and again until the universe itself ends. Slowly and unsteadily, Emblah gets to her feet. For the first time she looks at you in the eyes, a tired smile comes across her face. Nemo, it is really good to see you. Your father dispatched me. You're here because you have to be, as am I. We always have, and we always will. Here, on the ship, under the Priory. She looks at you intently, almost pleadingly, as if willing you to recall a memory so old it is all but faded. I don't understand. Suddenly a look of confusion falls over her face. I'm sorry. I forgot where we were, when we were. Nemo, there is something so wrong here, and much worse than you realize. That thing, the father, the people and animals changing, even time is wrong. I don't fully understand it, but something is causing it, drawing it here, drawing us here. This isn't making sense. Emblah draws a deep breath and closes her eyes. For a moment she's quiet. Forgive me, I know. I'm only beginning to understand it myself. From now, I'll tell you what you... Suddenly, the heavy tramp of armored feet echoes throughout the keep as the beleaguered remnants of the Horan City Guard make their way to the main hall. Ineptly brandishing a sword, Marcus is bringing up the rear. The former Chamberlain and now de facto leader of Horan looks even more thin and drawn than when you first met him, but nonetheless, there's a small glimpse of triumph in his eye. Marcus! Nemo! You've done it, we've... He's cut short his gaze, followed by the grotesque corpse of the father. By Galleon the Great, protect us all. How can such things exist? Where did it? He tires and fails to fight back the nausea. While Marcus retches in disgust, Emblah meets your eyes. It is clear that she has much to say, but now is not the time or place. Wordlessly, you agree that both questions and answers will have to wait for now. Marcus, are you okay? Marcus slumps heavily down in a chair as he catches his breath. He tries hard to avoid looking at the corpse sprawled on the floor. Once more, we owe our fortunes to you, Nemo. Sadly, the situation is dire. So many were taken by the Reavers, and there are hardly any left. We found about a dozen survivors in the dungeons where there should be hundreds. Where have they all gone? Emblah? Emblah answers, I'm afraid I have the answer to that. There was a method to the Reavers' madness. Those they took were taken for a reason. The ones Father approved were gathered together and placed on ships. Marcus's face goes white. Why? For what possible purpose? I can't tell you for what purpose, but I think I know where they went at least. North, to the island of Gradla. No doubt there's much more to Emblah's story than she's willing to share with Marcus. Marcus stammers as he searches for words. He gets up, calls for one of the guards, and changes his mind, turns around and sharply and produces a piece of paper and a quill, but ultimately fails to think of anything useful to do with it. Ultimately, he turns back to you and Emblah with a mask of utter dejection on his face. Gradla. The northernmost islands of the Outer Isles. Gradla is cold and barren. It is sparsely settled, and legend has it is the site of a ruined monastery known as the Black Priory. Hey! The only settlement on Gradla is Adler's Helm. Adler's Helm is a mining town in the main settlement of Gradla. Cool, fair enough. Emblah looks at the corpse of Father for a moment and back at Marcus. Though there is much I do not know yet, I will say this much. Chaos engulfs the Outer Isles, and the force that drives it is rising. For whatever reason, Gradla lies at the center of this conjunction. Go on. The Empire will not come for us, and although we cannot escape the Outer Isles, I believe a fast ship and a skilled captain could make it to the shores of Gradla. If we can force a landing, we may have a chance at stopping the conjecture before the Outer Isles are lost forever. Yes, rescue the lost souls of Horan and at the same time deal with this conjecture. Emblah says nothing. But if no help is coming from the mainland, we have no one to turn to but you, Nemo. Truly, we cannot ask this of you. I have neither men nor much equipment to offer. I just came here to bring you back to the mainland. No, we're not abandoning these people. We've seen how horrible things are here, and we can't leave anyway. So, there's no doubt you speak the truth, Emblah. Let's do it. Emblah smiles warmly. Then it's settled. We make for Gradla, and whatever fate awaits us there. As for a ship and a captain, the vessels here in Horan are ruined, and surely there's not a captain alive that will brave the seas at this time. Iago? Iago bows deeply. Milady, I, Iago Jadroma, shall answer your call for aid. You could never ask for a better ship and crew to carry us all to your dooms than my weather maiden. If indeed this is to be, there is much work to be done. If you will allow it, I shall return to my crew and begin preparations. And where was that again? My crew is currently lying hiding under a cave northwest of here where the maiden undergoes repairs. In case you're not already been there, I shall note down the position in your journal. Join us there when you are ready to set sail. Iago shakes you hand, nods to Emblah, and makes haste to rejoin his ship and crew. We'll meet again soon. Yay, we have Patricide. You've slain the founder leader of the Reavers on Idra. Also, we have Emblah leveled up. I've been leveled up, Drina leveled up, I leveled up. Everyone but Cat leveled up. Which means I've hit 16. Roland's hit 16. Drina's hit 15 with Ivan, and Cat's already 15. Marcus smiles at you with an optimism that is utterly malplaced given the gravity of the situation. Then it isn't decided. It is not long for the people of Horan. Before you go, be sure to visit the armory in the western part of the keep. If there's any material aid we can offer, you shall have it. May the Golden Dead keep their hand over you. So 6,000 XP all told. Right, first things first. We've reached level 16, which means we can go and get attack. Which is for a turn? Until the end of turn, everyone gets 2 attacks. Everyone gets one more attack this turn. Alternatively, there's no alternative thing. Attack it is. Drina, you're now level 15. We're giving you master that. You get 2 new spells to learn, which is Circle of Healing, which is an AoE heal. Ritually Enhanced is a bigger heal. Circle Healing is... Circle of Healing is pitiful healing, I'm not going to bother with that. We're going to go for... Ritually Enhanced for a big heal. We also have Corporeal Restoration, which heals the same as Gridley Hands, for more attunement, but also heals deafness, blindness, disease, stun, paralysis, sleep, poison, intoxication, and bleeding. That's the AoE we get as Grandmaster. We get Corporeal Restoration, I think, as well. Done. Ivan, level 15 for you as well. We can give you Nature Expert, will give you what? Give us Armor of Thorns, possibly, which gives everyone increased lateral soak and Thornclad. Sneeze time. Alternatively, give you the light. Go start working towards Light Art Mastery. Now we'll go Nature Magic Expert. Armor of Thorns, which includes Barkskin. Barkskin is part of Barkskin, but also Armor of Thorns also progresses Barkskin. And then Curse of Ensnarement is an immobilization thing. Lesser Regeneration. Summon Giant Insect. Take Curse of Ensnarement in case we need anything to stop, basically. Right, then we go for you, Roland. 3 points to you. Again, we've run out of things to do with you, haven't we? We'll max out your heavy armor. Put 1 more point into something else. What? The fact that there isn't a skill down there is like this is a waste of points now. I've got nothing to spend points on. Keep working on increasing our axe accuracy, I guess. Question mark. And then last but not least, Emblah, who's level 15 Guild Magos. So you gotta give her all the skills. So touched by the reticulum. Yep, sure. Right, so you got arcane spellcasting, you gotta get that. Then you have air, fire, and earth. Increase spell aptitude, increase lore, spell burn. You take damage to restore magical attunement. Okay, interesting. Sorceress Initiate, Arcane Funch Initiate. Increase attunement, lore attunement, Arcane Rush, which is first thing we take hit point damage, you automatically regain a bunch of attunement points. Okay, this increases your attunement. Arcane Font increases attunement, and then Arcane Sorcerer's Initiate increases crafting, spell aptitude, max cascade. Spell aptitude is definitely what we want, because that everything that happens with spell aptitude. Spell aptitude triggers everything, so. Then you have spell aptitude, max cascade as well. Okay, so we have increased crafting spell aptitude, crafting attunement spell aptitude. Right, let's keep that there. Let's do air initiate, blink, lesser haste and visibility. So this for the end of turn. Visibility you can't see anyway. Blurring is you are blurred until combat ends, which is just you, isn't it? Mark of blurring is self. Magic missile, just hit something. Steel breath adds fearful, which is huge actually. If fearful counts as being for the purposes of backstabbing, that's pretty damn good. Down the line, blinding bolt, just blind somebody. Mark of Haste gives greater haste, which is until the end of combat. Urgent Visibility clears invisible. Kinda want to think about that in case there's invisibility later on. That might be just useful. Then we have Dispel Magic, Mark of Invisibility until the end of combat. Lightning Strike, bunch of damage plus electric, Poisoned Globe, and Strong Poison, and Stunned. Then they have Tier 4 Thunderclap. So I want to get this at least to Tier 2. So it's it's what? It's 3, 7, 12, 18 a pop. Just 36. I can max out 36. Sorry, the 36. I can max out 2 entire branches if I do this now. We'll save an exit for the stuff for you to learn, isn't it? If I go to if I hit, let's go to your inventory real fast. Oh, you dropped your stuff, did you? Oh, he did drop his stuff. Okay, cool, interesting. Blinding bolts you can learn. You can learn blinding bolt yourself. Cure moderate disease you can't learn. And steel breath you can learn. Okay, so blinding bolt and steel breath we have there. Don't learn those. We can learn them ourselves. So we're gonna put that points into that. Max that there. Earth Initiative gives us arcane shockwave, which is stuns all enemies in a line. Mark of lethargy slows any opponent anywhere. Summon vermin, summons vermin. Swarm of gnats. Massive that stuns crystal. Okay, so earth spells. Breathe glass, or breath glass. Breathe glass. Gives a cone and damage and a blindness to everyone in an area. Diamond form is we discovered is huge buff. Someone who's distort mass. I'm gonna decide where the one fire gives us aura of flame. Everyone in the aura takes damage. Flaming fists is a melee attack. Fire warrior gives you fortified strength and lesser frenzy. Mark of hallucination just adds a light to somebody. And searing lash is a line fire damage. Or fire resistance. All allies in the area gain fire resistance, which does that. Fireball, yes. Fire frenzy. All allies on the battlefield gain fortified will and lesser frenzy, but take a little bit of damage, which is actually increased by magical aptitude. I'm using enough. That goes clearly. Oral fire resistance leads into fire frenzy. Inferno hits everybody for a bunch of damage, and Breath of the Ancients is a cone for damage as well. As spell burn, sources max cascade. We give ourselves some more lore on attunement. Okay, so 18 left, which is enough to max out a skill entirely if I so wished. You can put 5 in here, 3 there. Oh, there's 6 left over. Is what? Max Cascades. Spell Burn gives us 3 to go. Arcane Rush. Increase lore. Get our last point. Is going to start working towards. Thunderclap is all enemies take damage and are deafened, stunned, mute. Okay, okay, start working towards that as well then. Right, you have to learn some spells. Fire spells. So, Aura of Flame targets everyone around you. Flaming Fist is a melee attack. In case you get into melee, you can Fire Fist somebody. Fire Warrior gives you fortified strength. It's self, has to be self. Mark Illumination, take that. Level 2 magic spells to learn. It will take Aura Fire Resistance and Searing Lash. Level 3 spells, Fireball and Fire Frenzy. Earth spells, Arcane Shockwave, and Summon Gnats, I think. Summon Vermin actually summons something on the ground, where Summon Gnats at least causes Disrupted for a turn and does some damage. Ooh. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to. Yeah. Level 2 spells, Stone Skin. Mass Lethargy is also spare enemies in a sphere, get slow, and summon giant insect. Then Air Skulls, we have Steel Breath. We'll take Magic Missile. And Blink as a get out of jail free card. Level 2 Blinding Bolt exists already, so we don't have to worry about that one. So I'll take Purge Invisibility and Mark of Haste. And you can go in there, Emblah. You can learn Blinding Bolt and Steel Breath. Done. You need equipment and stuff, etc. Sure, but not a bad. First thing is medium shield of lore. What's your lore? See, so you got intelligence. Your lore is 11, so we can be training all the time now. Every time we rest, we gain experience. Your crafting is also 8 because your intellect is so damn high. Your achievement is also 100 compared to Dreena's 81. Okay. Abilities, Spellburn. This is fire damage. I mean, if you give yourself the fire resistance, you have increased diplomacy, increased lore, achievement with magic focus. So yeah, you have increased achievement, earth magic focus, fire focus, fire resistance. Something gives you fire resistance. Fire magic focus, learn 2 spells, fire magic scroll, fire focus, resistance fire, resistance acid, resistance lightning. Fire immunity. So if you actually max this out, you actually become immune to fire, which means Spellburn does nothing to you. Wow. Yep, you can just do Spellburn whenever you have a chance. It counts as a movement ability, right? Yeah, it's a move equivalent. So if you max this out, you can start Spellburning yourself for free. Fire magic focus. This gives you, that's just what? It just gives you an increase in your spell list. Okay, fine. Good. So yeah, we have our actual 6th member of the party, which we're going to be keeping, our mage, which actually gives us our lore stuff. Alright folks, we'll carry this on next time. I will see you then, and bye bye.